Today on Judge Alex. She says a car sale brought their friendship to an end.
I said, well, how much would it cost for you to put me a CD player in it? He states $150. Boom, gave him $150. You know what I'm saying?
Just like that.
Just like that.
So now you paid $2,750 for a shiny, pretty, cushiony car with a CD player, tax paid,
wasn't in there yet.
that you still don't know runs.
Do you think somebody's going to give you $2,500 and not drive the car?
You'd be surprised at the things that don't surprise me anymore.
But she says he knew the car was a lemon.
When I seen that look in his eye that he knew that I knew that he knew that I knew.
What exactly does that look like?
He was like, well, okay, you don't want the car? Oh, okay, I know another lady that wanted it. Got on his cell phone and was trying to sell it again.
And later, she claims her landlord's affair with this maintenance man got her evicted.
Why'd you get that idea?
Because she told me on the phone I met someone who gave me the extra incentive to leave Norm.
But is there any truth to her allegation?
Ever fix anything at her place?
No, he wasn't. He was the maintenance man.
Does he not talk?
Because
Does he not talk? Outside, he may have to get your permission to talk. In here, I'll ask him.
As a cop, he stood up for the law.
If I was the cop who showed up on the scene, you'd still be in jail.
As a trial lawyer, he fought for the truth.
Tell the truth or take a walk.
And as a criminal court judge, he commanded authority.
I've locked up people for less than what you did.
Now, he has his own courtroom.
This is my house.
Where the cases are real.
I will kick you both out and you don't follow my rules.
And justice rules.
I'm giving you one last warning.
Introducing Judge Alex. Frances Kinney trusted her longtime friend to sell her a good car, but she says he sold her a pile of junk. She's suing for a $2,750 refund. Daryl Richardson says the plaintiff is trying to get a free car out of him because he offered to fix the car and she refused.
All rise. Court is now in session. Honorable Judge Alex Ferrer presiding.
Thank you. Please be seated. Ms. Kinney, you're suing your friend or former friend, Mr. Richardson, because you claim he defrauded you when he sold you a car for $2,750 that doesn't even run. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Richardson, you claim that the car was fine, there's nothing wrong with it, and that Ms. Kinney just simply is a customer that can't be satisfied.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Kinney. Tell me what happened.
Your Honor, basically, I've been knowing Mr. Richardson since I was 16 years old. And I went to him because I decided to go back to school full-time and work part-time, so I wouldn't be able to afford the car that I had.
How is he involved in the car business? What do you do?
I buy a couple of cars a year and sell them, resell them.
So you don't have a dealership. You do this on the side?
On the side. This particular car was my personal car.
You were driving this car?
Yeah, I was driving this car.
And you were willing to give it up?
Yeah.
For
my friend.
We may be finding out why in a second.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor. So I went to Daryl because I trusted him, you know. And I asked him, did he have a car? I went over, I looked at the car, beautiful car, immaculate inside and out, shiny, brand new paint job, cushiony seats, everything. And so I asked him, how much do you want for the car? He told me $2,500. Okay, so I just dished it out to him, $2,500.
Wait. You just dished it out. I mean, I know the car looks good based on what you're saying, but did you test drive it at least?
I didn't test drive it.
Your Honor,
He
you think
didn't
somebody's
start
going to
it
drive a
up.
car?
Okay, wait.
Nothing, because I trusted him.
Okay, what do you say?
I never thought he would do me like that.
All right,
you
disagree with that. What is it?
Do you think somebody's going to give you $2,500 and not drive the car?
You'd be surprised at the things that don't surprise me anymore.
She paid the money. She paid the money. She drove the car. She was in love with the car. She brought her daughters at the same time.
And she test drove it with her daughters?
Yeah, and they drove it.
I never test drove the car. Matter of fact, I walked around and looked at it. It was beautiful, like I'm saying. It didn't even have a radio in it, sir.
All right, so one of you is hallucinating. Go ahead and tell me what happened after you bought the car.
When I gave him the $2,500, then I turned around and he told me, well, the car's gonna need tax title and license. I said, well, how much is that? He said, $100. Bam, I gave him the $100. You know what I'm saying? Then the next thing you know, I said, well, how much would it cost for you to put me a CD player in it? He states $150. Boom, gave him $150. You know what I'm saying?
Just like that.
Just like that.
Bam,
matter of fact, we
boom,
was
you're out
standing-
$250.
We were standing in his yard.
Which is true.
Okay.
We were standing in his yard, Your Honor.
So now you paid $2,750 for a
Exactly.
shiny, pretty,
Exactly.
cushiony car with a CD player,
Wasn't
tax
in there
paid,
yet. Wasn't in there yet.
that you still don't know runs.
Exactly.
He gives you the car.
Right.
What do you find wrong with the car?
I get in it. I drive it around the neighborhood. It's running, jerking.
What do you mean
and
jerking?
Missing. It's like when I put my foot on the accelerator, the car, you know, it catches it like hesitates and stalls. And then when I push it down, it takes for, I don't know, maybe four or 5 seconds for it to catch up with itself, and then it just takes off, you know, like a rocket.
So there's something clearly wrong with the car.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you
Exactly.
do when you drive it and you realize this?
I called him that evening when I got home from work, and he said, don't worry about it. It's just that I had put some soup unleaded in it, and it's been sitting for a while. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's what usually happens when you put good gas in a car.
Rough,
That's
man.
what he told me.
Did you tell her that?
That's what he told me.
Why is your car having so many problems?
Me, myself, I have no idea because
Did you have any problems with it when you were
the
driving?
car ran perfect.
What did you tell her when she called and said there's a
I
problem?
said, no problem. I picked it up. I took it to the guy named is Frank. He checked the car out. He told me they have a runner, a scanner on it. They said nothing was wrong with the car. He said, you don't have to pay for it. So in that instance, I took it to another guy that's in the neighborhood who does the same thing. At that time, she came over. The guy ran the scanner. His name is John. It's on there. He ran the scanner. He says nothing is wrong with the car. At that time, she cursed the man out.
Why did you?
Hey, hold on. At that
Hold
time,
on, hold on.
my
At that
Lord.
time, the man.
Hold on.
The man said he don't tolerate that kind
No, you
of
didn't.
activity.
Okay.
So,
Did you curse the man out?
Sir, I left that place crying. I told that guy, I said, I paid this boy all my money. I don't have no money left. And I said, and this car is broke. I left him, you know, and he never said anything to me.
Next on Judge Alex, will the plaintiff's video prove her case?
Look at the Christmas lights on there. Service engine soon. Adjust this, adjust that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't cool.
Judge Alex returns in the case of Frances Kinney, who's suing Daryl Richardson for $2,750 because she claims he sold her a lemon.
Okay, tell me what it is that finally is the straw that breaks the camel's back here.
When I took that car, when I kept driving it off and on and it kept doing the same old thing, and I took it to him and I said, Daryl, I want you to drive this car so you can see what's wrong with it. When I seen that look in his eye that he knew that I knew that he knew, that I knew, hey, he said, right away, sir. He said, right away. He said,
What exactly does that look like?
he was like,
yeah, tell us.
well, okay, you don't want the car? Oh, okay, I know another lady that wanted it. Got on his cell phone and was trying to sell it again. And
Okay.
had all my money.
That's something I did offer
Had
her,
all
sir.
my- He
I told
sure
her I could not
did.
give
Let him talk now.
I told that's something I did offer. I told her I could not give her the money back and let me keep the car and I could resell it because people was asking about the car. She didn't want that.
You sent us a video of your car, so walk me through this, okay? Let's roll the video, please.
I'm outside. Here's my car. You see how beautiful it is. Inside is shiny. Ain't it shiny? Look at the inside. Look at the inside. Just pretty. Isn't that beautiful yonder? But unfortunately, I have to get the battery, and I have to go around here because he said he put a brand new battery in there now, but I can't tell. I have to get up under there, open the hood. Check it, yonder. Check it.
You wanna be a
Open
mechanic.
the hood. Because obviously you're not. Then I cut my hand, and it hurt awful. Then I put the charger on there, tried to start the car, back and forth, trying to start the car. 7 or 8 times. I'm like, come on now. Still wouldn't start. I'm running late for work. I have to call the maintenance people to give me a jump so I can go to work. There I go, going down the street. Here it comes. Look at the speedometer. Now, the speedometer is on 20. I'm trying to go like, 25, 30, whatever. It won't move. Look at the Christmas lights on there. Service engine soon. Adjust this, adjust that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't cool. That's not cool.
So you don't want the car.
No, sir.
You feel he defrauded you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you feel he committed a fraud because he gave you a car that he misrepresented to you
Exactly.
was in good condition, and it actually wasn't.
Exactly.
I don't have to make a judgment call on this because the reality is that what you're talking about is when somebody sells you something, a dealer or an individual and says, oh, it's good, it's in good condition, it runs great, the courts say and the law says that's what's called puffing. It's sales talk.
Exactly.
And they make,
He's good at it.
well, he may be
He's
good at
very
it, but
good at it.
the law says there's a difference between puffing or sales talk and misrepresentation. It's not a fraud when you tell somebody,
but
I'm
sir-
talking, Miss Kinney.
Okay.
It's not a fraud when you tell somebody, this is good, this is a great car, it runs great. It's a fraud when you make a more detailed misrepresentation. You bought it as is because you bought a used car from an individual. So you're not entitled to recover. So it's a judgment in this case for the defendant.
Boom!
All rise.
Boom!
Frances Kinney has lost her case, so the defendant does not have to pay the $2,750 she was seeking. When Judge Alex returns, do these two have something to hide?
Oh, hold on. Don't change the question I asked you. You guys have an intimate relationship?
Stephanie Trubenbach says she was devastated after she was evicted by the defendant just weeks before her wedding. She's suing for $5,000 to recover rent, security deposit, and for pain and suffering. Catherine Benedict says she had to kick the plaintiff out because she violated the lease agreement. The defendant has filed a $250 counterclaim for damages to the apartment.
Ms. Trubenbach, you're suing your former landlord, Ms. Benedict, for $5,000 for return of your security deposit and also for emotional suffering because she evicted you right on the eve of your wedding. Is that right?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. And Ms. Benedict, you are not only saying you're entitled to the security deposit, but you're counterclaiming because you say the damage she caused to your premises wasn't even covered by the amount that you had for a security deposit.
That's correct.
So you're counterclaiming for $250. Okay. Tell me what happened, Ms. Trubenbach. How did you two know each other?
I saw an ad in the paper I believe it was February of 2001, and signed a lease agreement and moved into the property.
Did you two have a nice relationship, or was it acrimonious?
I thought so,
or
yes. I thought her husband and myself had a very nice rapport. They would come over. They stated on several occasions that they appreciated having a responsible tenant, paid my rent on time.
When did the problem start?
The second week in August of 2003, I received a phone call from Kathy stating that she wants us to move out as soon as possible because she met somebody and needs to move in.
She had met somebody and needed to move.
Yep, the gentleman's sitting right over there.
Oh.
That is not true, Your Honor.
That's not true.
No.
Why did you
No.
need her to move out as soon as possible?
I needed her to move out because I was leaving a miserable 15-year marriage.
So she could move in with him.
Why did you get that idea?
Yeah, exactly.
Because she told me on the phone, the day she called me, she wanted to leave. She said, I met someone who gave me the extra incentive to leave Norm.
Actually,
Okay.
I had told you not to tell my husband that I was leaving, that I wanted to do that on my time because I had...
She didn't want him to know that I was getting kicked out. I had to call him to tell him that Kathy had just phoned me and said, Norm, I don't know what to do. I don't want to leave. And she just called me and told me to move out.
Oh,
But that wasn't your place.
Wait one second.
That wasn't your place to do that.
Let me get past that. At some point, you get this notice that you're supposed to be leaving.
Right.
When were you getting married?
October of 2003.
And this all happens in the end of August.
We moved into our new place 2 weeks prior to our wedding.
I had every legal right to do that. You did breach the lease by having the dog.
I had permission by you and Norm.
No, where's
Yes,
the
I
written
did.
notice?
Okay. What is your name, sir?
Pete Eastman.
Mr. Eastman, come on up here. What's your relationship to Miss Benedict?
I'm a friend, and I also do maintenance for her property.
You guys have an intimate relationship?
No, we do not.
Do not. All right, so you're the maintenance man. How long have you been the maintenance man there?
For about 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah, I work at various properties.
Has he ever fixed anything in your
No.
place? Who fixes stuff in your place?
Her husband did. Anytime I needed even a light bulb change outside, he said, you don't do it yourself, Stephanie. I'll be happy to come over and do that for you.
Well, I've got 7 years of maintenance experience.
Yeah,
But I've
he
done.
hasn't-
Oh, hold on. Don't change the question I asked you. My question was
I'm
how
not,
long
Your Honor. I'm
my
just
question was
stating
how
that
long you had been the maintenance man there, and you said 7 years.
No, probably 2 years.
So you would have been the maintenance man the last 6 months she was there.
Sure.
Ever fix anything at her place?
No, he wasn't. He was the maintenance man.
Does he not talk?
Because I knew
Does he
him.
not talk? Outside, he may have to get your permission to talk. In here, I'll ask him.
When Judge Alex returns, The judge hears from the defendant's ex-husband.
They are in total cahoots on this.
They are.
Oh, you bet Your Honor.
Judge Alex continues as the judge hears from the defendant's witness.
Tell me about the condition of the place.
We had to do all the cleaning. We had to paint over the smoke-stained walls. We had to fix the plumbing. Somebody had taken the kitchen faucet and bent it up, which was very cute for you to do that.
Yeah, and then act real surprised, like, oh.
So you think she did that intentionally?
Oh, I know
sure
she
she
did that
did.
intentionally, Your Honor.
It was bent. I admit to that, but it wasn't intentional
How much was it to
Oh,
fix
yes.
the faucet?
Well, it was $100 to get a new faucet. We had to get a new faucet. It was totally bent up, Your Honor.
It was probably according to her husband, it was probably a $20 faucet that was installed years ago.
You spoke to her?
$20, there is no
Excuse me.
such thing as a
Excuse me.
$20 faucet.
Benedict, okay? This is not your courtroom, so stop talking every time you feel like it. All right, you sent us a videotape of a witness. Is that her husband?
Correct.
Okay, let's see what he has to say.
Hello, Judge Alex. My name is Norman R. Benedict.
This is
And
bull.
I was married to the defendant, Catherine Benedict, for 14 years. I'm here today to tell you that Catherine is lying. After Stephanie had moved out, I went over to the unit. While I was there, the only things that I noticed that were amiss was the kitchen faucet was slightly bent. And I believe this was done by Catherine and her boyfriend to try and get additional money out of Stephanie. Truth be known, Your Honor, I replaced that faucet at my expense, my labor. It cost Kathy nothing, but yet she charged Stephanie for that faucet. That carpet was 9 years old. The apartment was clean. In my opinion, Kathy's personal character and credibility are quite suspect.
Okay, that's your ex-husband, I take it.
They are in total cahoots on this.
They are.
Oh, you bet Your Honor. Definitely.
What do you think about what he said?
He's lying. He changed the faucet.
He changed the faucet?
Yes, and then
Okay.
he went next door.
So he's not lying about the fact he changed the faucet?
No, he is
And he's not
not.
lying about the fact the carpet's 8 or 9 years old?
No, he's not.
Only lying when he says you're a liar.
Yes, he is lying at that point.
Okay. Tell me about the September rent, because I'm really unclear about that.
Well,
There's a claim for September rent
On
here.
one of the conversations that I had with her and begging her to try and let us stay there, she said, for what I'm doing and what's going on,
What does that mean, for what I'm doing?
all the things that she's putting me through, I don't have to pay for September's rent.
No, I
no.
said that you could take that out of her security deposit.
Don't say that.
Okay. Why are you suing for mental anguish?
Because how do you put a price on what she put us through? She robbed me of time with my grandfather. He was dying. He died a week after we got married. How do you put a price on that? She should be ashamed of herself.
Well, on that we agree. So here's where we are. We have $1,350 on your security deposit. I'm deducting from that the $490 for September's rent, because I do believe that you promised to have that deducted, or you agreed to have that deducted from the security deposit. I'm not buying the $350 for painting the rooms. You also have a claim for $480 for pet damage, and that goes to the carpet. The carpet was 8 or 9 years old. I'm not going to make her pay so you can have a new carpet in your apartment. And there's $100 for 10 hours of cleaning, and I certainly hope as a landlord you're cleaning your apartment between tenants. That's not something I'm going to require her to do. That's part of your normal obligation. I agree with her. You should be ashamed for putting her through that at the most difficult part of her life, when her grandfather's dying and when she's about to get married. But you're the landlord. You can do that if you want, but you have to give her back her deposit that you owe her, which is $780.41. Verdict for the plaintiff, 0 on the counterclaim.
All right.
Stephanie Trubenbach has won her case, but the judge has awarded her only $780.41, not the $5,000 she was seeking. The judge has denied the defendant's counterclaim.
Obviously, the judge saw right through her. She was lying. It was very obvious. I didn't dispute any of the minor damages at the apartment, and apparently he is the maintenance man, which we all know is not to be true.
No, I didn't have an affair with Kathy. I was a friend, and I was supporting her in her times of troubles and helping her out with the maintenance of her property and just being there for her.